Hi, I'm myself Andra. So my question is like, how do you approach the challenging designing spaces that cater by the complexity niche by respecting the conservative values?
So, space design and today's generation requires a certain level of lighting or certain ambient temperature. You need controls that are HVAC, MEP and many other things which need to be completely cutting edge in 21st century. And very often when you are putting that and integrating it with a building that could be 19th century, that's a very important aspect, that how do I bring in the technology of the 21st century without spatially destroying the look of the space. And you come across that challenge in many projects that are not just like monuments where you peep in and you leave, but are buildings in active use. We faced that with the High Court and the Bombay Municipal Corporation, because in both these buildings, they were buildings that were 19th century, but they needed air conditioning, they needed Wi-Fi, they needed fiber optics for all the data. And to be able to do that without it looking odd, or without having to compromise on a 22 feet high structural space of a ceiling by putting in a false ceiling and killing the spatial ambience of that. So at that point, an architect really has to delve deep into wire management, into technical issues, so that you don't upgrade a building at the cost of the spatial integrity. And I think we've managed to do it quite well in buildings like both Opera House, where the acoustics had to be fabulous level of opera acoustics, but we could not bring in any false ceilings. We could not bring in like the kind of elements that you would normally bring in, like acoustic paneling in a vaulted roof, or even in the BMC head office, where we brought in VRV air conditioning, but we didn't want to have false ceilings. So we actually devised a way that the large halls that were 22 feet high ceilings, we used jet nozzles and air conditioning thrown through the side rooms, where by using those little holes in the wall that were originally used for the pankhas. In the 19th century, they had the cloth pankhas, and there would be a rope, and there would be a chaprasi sitting outside the room, and his job would be to pull the rope. So we used that opening to throw in pressurized air-conditioned air, so we don't see air conditioners or ducts when we are sitting inside the main conference halls. So it's things like this. You have to really get into little details to make sure that the spatial quality of the buildings are not compromised.